What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shared Screens Media Club, your one-stop shop on reviews, discussions on all movies, video games, TV shows, but not books because we don't use them here. Instead, we go to our drip broker, where today we're discussing She-Hulk episode 5 now. Mean, green, and poured straight into these jeans. Joining me today is Brett Jamerson, a.k.a. Jim Tasty.
What's up? What's up?
And then with us today as well is Le'Aaron Jazz.
I feel like Jordan forgot what he was going to say for a second there.
Yeah.
There was like a minute of like the hesitation
There
that
was
like
a thing
I
where
do.
you have to be like joining us all the way from California, but you're always from Cali. Like there's.
I'm always, I've
it's
never not been
special.
from California.
Well, you've never not been on content.
I've never, the entire time I've been a part of Shared Screens, I've lived in California.
Yeah. I was also, I just really want to segue into something that Brett said before we started recording, but I told him to save it when Brett was like, I thought about you on this episode. And now I want to ask Brett why.
You know, you're a guy looking for love, and, you know, you could have been on this, could have been a witness, maybe. I don't know.
Brett is doing the same thing I did last week, where when I saw the people she was dating, I went, aw, it's Jordan. And then I really did it with the fanboy one, and then he called her a specimen, and I was like, never mind, that's not Jordan. Jordan knows not to call women specimen.
Yeah, I feel like...
That's a compliment, because, you know, love is a battlefield, like Jordan Sparks said, and, you know, you keep going out there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that you referenced Jordan Sparks. Say you go, love is a battlefield, but reference Jordan Sparks, not, what is that, Pat Benatar that's saying love is a battlefield?
No, Jordan Sparks sang it.
No, she's saying battlefield. Love is a battlefield is a song from the 80s that I think was Pat Benatar.
But Battlefield still used the phrase, love is a battlefield.
No, it doesn't. It never actually says love is a battlefield.
Oh, it always feels
I just remember Jordan Sparks saying that in, like, 2006.
I feel like if I
It's
matched...
why does love always feel like a battlefield is the line in the chorus. There is also a song from the 80s that I guarantee you both know, even if you don't know its name, called Love is a Battlefield, where the first line in the chorus is Love is a Battlefield.
I will listen to it later.
Oh.
I like to think
I'm looking
that
it
if
up now.
I
Yeah.
matched...
Because I saw the Jonas Brothers Burnin' Up tour with Jordan Sparks opening to promote that album, and they
man.
sang Battlefield together, and for some reason that's burned in my brain.
Lucky you.
My sister was obsessed with that song, so that song's also burned in my brain.
I was 14 and I was in love with Jordan Sparks. I mean, I'm still in love with Jordan Sparks. She's great. But when she plays a kid with cancer in Grey's Anatomy, chef's kiss. Yeah, that is Jordan Sparks, not Jennifer Hudson. I'm right. It is Jordan Sparks.
Okay.
She plays a kid that has cancer. And the doctors let her fuck her boyfriend that has cancer. This was years before The Fault in Our Stars, too, guys. Like.
Okay, on that note, trying to steer this ship. I don't know. I like to think that if I matched with Jen in her She-Hulk form, I would be like the most forgettable date. Like, nothing stood out. Like, she's not like, oh, that was horrible. But she's also not being like, that was the best date I've had in a year. She's like, that was a very pleasant short man. Compared to her in
You heard it here
She-Hulk form.
first, guys. Jordan admitted he is short.
Everyone's short compared
to be clear,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about Jordan's height. I just every once in a while will make a comment that Jordan is shorter, and when I'm comparing him, who I'm usually comparing him to when we're having this conversation is somebody who is 6'2". So in regards to the 6'2" person, Jordan is shorter, and every time Jordan goes,
with that.
hey, this is a perfectly average height. It's like, okay.
I am average height, but compared to She-Hulk, I think everyone's short.
Yeah.
Leon, do you think, because I know you were, like, feeling iffy on, like, the dating plot line from last episode, did this episode make it better or worse?
I hated it until we got to the line that her friend, who is my new favorite character,
her lawyer.
not
They're
Nikki,
not
the
friends.
other one.
They're not friends. It's her lawyer.
Whatever. Her lawyer, that woman, when she was, like, basically talking about how none of the men in the firm would ever even consider, never would be asked to, and wouldn't even consider embarrassing themselves like that in court. And I don't know if it was an intentional thing, but, like, for me personally, it brought up thoughts of like the big boogeyman that all women are afraid of, which is if you're like you have to go to court for any reason, like that kind of stuff is going to be like
Yeah.
escorted out into the public, and like it's not necessarily a good thing. Also, fuck that doctor.
Fuck that
And I got
doctor.
very excited when she turned around and was like, all that shit he said is bullshit. Like, you deserve better than somebody
Yeah.
talking to you like that. Because I think the big thing is that Jen just lets everybody talk to her exactly how they want to, and she never really, like, demands better. And, like, I want to see her, like, start to demand
She even
respect when
pointed
people
out
talk about her.
when like the creepy fanboy guy was like, "We should reconnect," and she was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Why did I say that?"
Yeah. And it's like, just no. Like, just say.
Yeah.
But also saying no is not an easy thing when you're a woman either, because, you know, men get murdery when they hear the word no. However, I did like the lawyer being, when he goes, "Yeah, I just saw my favorite female lawyer." Don't touch me.
No touching. Yeah.
It's like, ooh, God.
But I kind of figured that what was going to happen was that the dating profile was going to be used in court. But I kind of like that they made it Jen's idea, because then it's like that whole concept was like, oh yeah, she was willing to kind of embarrass herself.
There's a little more autonomy to it.
And then her lawyer being like, oh, but you made a profile. No, we're using that profile and we're calling these men in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about Titania. Can we talk about that? I like.
Oh,
just don't
Titania's
care.
insufferable.
Yeah.
I
And,
think
like-
it works. I think it works like that though. That you don't care about her. Like I think that's the.
But she
intention.
was advertised as the main villain, and we have
I don't think
4
she is,
episodes
though.
left.
I don't think she is the main.
But that's where this is where all of my confusion comes in with this show, and why I have like slight issues with it. We know we are getting scenes with her fighting in the suit, fighting goons with what's his nuts.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Thank you. We know that we're getting that. So eventually there has to be a villain that they're fighting. And we know it's not Kingpin. Because he's not coming back until Echo.
Well, because he's New York.
I mean,
I
he
think
can
they're in
fly,
the-
but he also got shot in the eye.
But what I mean is, like, they've never done, like, Kingpin's always based from New York. I don't think there's ever been, like,
He can still go places
I get
and make
that. I
deals
get
with
that.
people.
But, like, you know, you don't go into the other person's territory. I watched Breaking Bad. I know the rules.
Yeah, Kingpin doesn't really follow those rules. All territory that he decides is his territory is his territory.
if you have
That's
enough
just kind of
strength.
how he operates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now he's recovering from getting shot in the eye, so, you know, that's an entirely separate thing. But so eventually we're going to be seeing a villain that has goons that they have to have these physical fights with. And I just don't care. Like, I don't... Titania's not a threat in my mind, and, like, I
It's
don't
weird
understand
not
what the
having a
point of
big
her is.
bad more than halfway into the show. Like,
There are no villains. Like, the villain is man. Like, that's really all it is. And, like, that's fun for filler episodes and for build-up, but now I'm like, okay, but what's the point? What's Jen gonna learn? Like, how is she gonna end up
Yeah.
in the super suit
still
wanting
have-
to fuck Daredevil?
I saw some people on Twitter this week liking that there were more fillers because it felt like a traditional sitcom, and like if they don't like the ending, it doesn't ruin the rest. And they said it doesn't feel like a movie's forced to be stretched out into a mini series. But like, I feel like there still needs to be some level of an arc. Like, we need to give her an antagonist at, you know, like, as just strictly as a superhero. Like, she needs to have like she can always go back to this person. Like, this is a person she has like an antagonist
Frankly,
history with.
For a story, there needs to be an antagonist.
What you're saying is like a show could very valid make the antagonist a man or society, and
But
that's
they're not.
fine.
They're not going. That's the problem.
They're not
though,
going
is
there
They're
far
not
enough.
going far enough to make that the villains. So it's just a very conflict-free show right now, and it's like, cool. I'm
still
now
ha-
to the point that I want to see somebody.
It's like
fuck
Jen Walter
shit up.
and her
Sorry,
amazing
Brett.
friends right now.
We cut off Brett twice. What were you saying, Brett?
We still have what 10 episodes left, isn't it? Like,
5. No,
It's
there's-
9
It's only
episodes.
9
It's only 10.
episodes.
Did you think it was
Oh, it's
15
only-
episodes?
I must be getting Daredevil confused with
Yeah, Daredevil
No.
is 18 episodes. She-Hulk is 9.
because I knew this was shorter, but more episodes than like the typical Disney.
MCU show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I'm enjoying that this show isn't like end of the world fair where there's a blue laser going into the sky and you have to fight like 1,000 aliens or whatever, like like in Avengers or whatever. So I'm enjoying the ride so far, and we gotta remember, like, for some reason with this show it's just hitting me more than any other Disney Plus fare of like this doesn't have to be the most consequential show in Disney Plus. Like, it can be about her coming to peace with her having powers and her still wanting to do good and the legal aspect. You can have a villain. It could be Titania again coming back. Could be a connection to the leader with Cat 4. It could be something else. I don't know. So for me, I'm not like looking for who the big bad is. I'm just enjoying the week to week ride because it's so different than like Falcon Winter Soldier, where someone's like killing someone with a shield, or dealing with the geopolitical elements of like housing. So
I hear you, but then I don't understand why they're paying for Jamila Jamil and paid her to become a black belt. Why did you, if this is all she's doing, why did you pay for her to become a black belt, and why did you hire Jamila Jamil?
do we want to dive into the finances of Hollywood, if it makes sense all the time?
Well, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Disney is not, like, paying for her to train in jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and kung fu, and pay those actors to go out and do all the publicity stunts they've been doing in LA, and hire a very famous actress who is not quiet when she gets roles that get turned into something they weren't supposed to be. Jamila Jamil is not known for being quiet when something does not go the way she expected it to and thinks she deserves it, and that's not a knock. I'm not criticizing her. It's just what she does.
Yeah.
She stands up for herself very well. Like, I just don't understand why you would make that choice, because it's not like Titania is a character that people get very excited about, that if they did stunt casting where it's just like, oh, like John Krasinski, like, oh cool, we got to see John Krasinski as Reed Richards for 10 minutes, like, sick. Jamila Jamil, like, is not, like, Titania is not a character that, like, people were like, yes, we want her, like, anybody has strong feelings about. So I'm just, like, confused.
Well, I mean, she did threaten to kill her in the middle of court, so maybe she is going to be the big bad.
Well, and she also, meaning Jamila Jamil, said in interviews that she, like, they filmed fight scenes and there were, like, stills of them fighting. And my concern is that we're going to get into the same issue that all the Disney Plus shows have, where they don't do anything for 85% of the show, and then the last 2 episodes are crazy with a ton of shit packed in, and then it's over. And, like, that drives me crazy.
We can't forget too that this is technically supposed to be the 4th episode, because they shifted the origin from like the 8th episode or whatever up to the front. So, not, yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
The origin, like how, like the,
Like the
first
pilot
episode,
where
yeah, that was supposed to be like episode 8, or most of it was.
That would have been a bad idea. They made a good choice moving it. That was a good choice.
So, and that doesn't like fully like answer your question or solve the issue, but it does kind of maybe give a little insight into like the pacing. Like, so this is supposed to be episode 4 out of 9, kind of, right? So
Yeah.
So man, yeah. Once we get to the end and we're like, oh, this is where the origin would have been, like either after or before whatever happens, at the end, kind of like what you said with all the stuff packed in.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to think about.
And like, I just have a lot of questions, because like they also, so they have Book, who's a great character, and I want her to stay around, but like, I don't know, as we get further into the Daredevil storyline, I'm also concerned that my sweet boy Pug is going to get, like, all of a sudden we're just not going to see Nikki and Pug for like 5 episodes.
I ship them. They're mad cute together.
I'm obsessed with them. I don't know.
Some favors, Jordan.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm just saying they look cute together.
I love Pug. He's so fun.
Oh,
He brings me
Avengers.
such joy. Have you, Josh Segura, who plays him, like, did a whole thing. He was like, his entire purpose is like, he loves his friends, and he like likes it when his coworkers are like family, and he supports Jen, whether she wants to be She-Hulk or Jen or like whatever she wants to do. I was like, yes, this is what I want. It's just this pure, innocent
He's just
man.
happy for everyone.
And it's why I said in the first episode that I don't think the bathroom thing was a power move. I think he just legitimately was trying to be helpful.
No, yeah,
because he's just this sweet, innocent child.
I didn't think of that as like him being gross or sexist. I just thought it was like you are going a little bit too friendly too fast, but thank you.
He just wants to be everyone's friend. Also, fuck Ched. I don't like Ched.
Fuck Ched.
Also, what kind of name is Ched?
I don't know. I think we talked about this last time he showed up.
It doesn't mean I'm not mad about it. I'm just confused on.
Let's appreciate Ched's entrepreneurial spirit, though. Okay, he's taking initiative. He's trying to make a buck. We gotta at least celebrate that. He's not just sitting back, right? Come on now.
Best Buy salary isn't enough.
I'm confused on how we're going to fit in this Daredevil storyline, this Abomination cult compound storyline, and Titania into 4 more episodes that are only 30 minutes long.
I'm willing to bet we don't see Abomination anymore.
He's in the mid-trailer preview, and we see his compound, like, and all of his wives.
No.
Does let's say Blonsky turns into Abomination for some weird freaky cult thing with his soulmates. They catch him, and then he hires Murdoch to be his lawyer. Boom.
I have no idea.
Tie it all together.
Yeah, I don't know. Because like they also have to explain why Matt's in LA.
Yeah, and why Matt's working with somebody I don't think Matt would ever work with, but okay. The designer character irritated the fuck out of me. They were trying to do Edna Mode, and it like did not land.
And mode doesn't work in live action.
So I watched the new Rockstars video, and it's a combination of 2 fashion designer characters from different Marvel comic.
Well, we got the original one in the Daredevil show.
Yeah.
The guy who was like doing it against his will at first because he was basically being. You don't remember this in season 1 of Daredevil?
I have not watched season 1 of Daredevil since 2015.
Okay.
No, I don't remember.
The guy that he goes to for his final costume at first is like basically being threatened by like villains to like make outfits for them, or they're like, oh we're gonna like kill. I forget if it's like his family or his dog. I know that sounds like I should remember the distinction, but I feel like it might have been his pet. Anyway, yeah, those characters do exist. This one was just like, this one was very much an LA version of that.
It just, I don't know. It felt, because I literally wrote, where is it?
Also,
this is an Edna Mode ripoff, because that's really what it felt like. It's just like,
I think the reason why it feels weird is like at no point does he ever say who he's made clothes for, and like we know you never made any of this shit for like the people we followed.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing too. Is like I'm gonna need you to if you're gonna be this much of a twat, I'm gonna need you to back it up real quick for me. Like just a quick little rundown.
Tony made his own. Thor went to Asgardian Macy's. Caps had his by the government / Shield. Black Widow, also Shield. Hawkeye
is Shield, and then Tony.
Tony makes his own. I said that first.
No, I said Shield and then Tony.
Oh, yeah.
All of the upgrades to his uniform all of their upgrades to their uniforms are from Tony.
Are mainly Tony, yeah. So then it's like you go outside the traditional Avengers, like Doctor Strange is going to like magical Macy's. I know more stores than Macy's. It's just fun.
It's also, he gets it from a very specific place. It's not like Thor where those are just his clothes. Like that's just how people.
Yeah, no, these are like these are.
Like
artifacts.
This is a thing.
Yeah, these are like enchanted clothes, and like, yeah, none of the other Earth-based heroes have like who. You got to tell us who you've dressed.
Yeah, because every superhero we've seen how they get their costume, and we know exactly where it's from. It's just a lot is being left ambiguous, and I don't love that. And I'm not one of those people where I need an answer to everything, but it's like...
I would say, based off of, you know, the Daredevil helmet, based off of who, like, meeting She-Hulk, like, he's meeting more, like, street-level heroes.
We as the audience don't know them, and it's not that we have to know every person with powers. As we're seeing in the show, there's a lot more of them now, but, like, anybody worth their weight in this universe has probably gotten a show.
Yeah, because aren't we still waiting for, like, Frogman or some shit like that?
I'm not sure about Frogman. I know everybody...
There's
Yes.
another superhero that we're waiting to show up, because he's been in all of the trailers.
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember this now. But yeah, like, you can't name anybody big enough to be like, oh, I've made their costume. Like, beggars can't be choosers. Take She-Hulk, bro.
Yeah. Like, it's just like one of those things where I need them to explain, like, just one or two. Yeah, Frogman. We're getting Brandon Stanley as Eugene Patillo, also known as Frogman. Also slated to appear in the series as Porcupine, a rogue weapons designer with a self-made battlesuit that resembles a porcupine. And we're waiting for some guy who thinks he's Tony Stark. So, like, we got a lot of characters that need to be introduced in 4 episodes, and I'm very concerned.
Wait, they think he's Tony Stark? What?
He's trying to be Tony Stark.
Oh, okay.
But, like, not like Iron Man, like, the, like, entrepreneur shit. He's supposed to be,
Go ahead.
his name is Todd.
Ugh.
And he is a potential suitor for Walters, who is a billionaire playboy philanthropist douchebag looking to emulate Tony Stark, but comes off as John Bash. He's used to getting whatever he wants. He's a total creep who starts popping up everywhere. The character itself is a social commentary on misogyny, cancel culture, and the unfair views of women. We have not met him yet.
And that's a lot to handle in one episode.
Yeah.
That's also, again, squeeze that in with everything else to spread around 4 episodes.
Yeah.
At that point, don't even introduce a new character. Just make it the dude from the first law firm.
To be clear, also the guy playing Todd is the other male lifeguard from Baywatch that's not Zac Efron and not The Rock.
I didn't see the Baywatch movie.
He's just like a heavier set guy. He was like he was like the fat guy that like Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron made fun of in that movie. It's not a good movie. It's a very fun movie.
Gosh, no, I know.
Yeah, it's that one, yeah. Where they like gave him a bathing suit that was like a size too small to make his stomach hang over it, and it was just like felt mean. It felt a little like bullying.
100% was.
But yeah. It's also the thing is I don't have opinions on this episode, and that always has me concerned. And Jordan's not paying attention.
I'm looking up dude from Baywatch, but no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're like kind of like, okay, that was cool.
Let's talk about the specimen date guy.
That dude's not even that heavy.
Because he was at the law firm.
Yeah.
Talking to
he's
the
Book's client.
We don't know for
what. So I feel like that has to have a connection come to tie back to something later in the future, right?
Probably. He may be Todd. I did not catch his name and did not get that he was trying to be Tony Stark. But I don't know if that man was Todd. I don't know that man's name. I did not listen to any of the names of the people she was dating.
I'm just, they also never explain why he's with Brooks. Like, if it was the douchey writer, I would then extrapolate, like, oh.
Oh, yeah, he is a writer, so he can't be Todd. Because he says that he's a writer, doesn't he?
The other one's the writer. The writer and this dude look alike.
Yeah, I don't like that they got 2 guys that look alike, and then the other 2 kind of look alike, because then I could not keep straight who was who at first.
I want to say the other 2 look alike.
And with the white guys, I still can't keep them straight.
John Bass plays Todd.
Yeah. Is Todd that guy?
Yeah, is Todd...
Is that man's name Todd? Book, not Brooke.
I think so, yeah.
What? He says his name. Like, I'm trying to look up what his name was.
Yes.
Yeah, because remember with the date, he's like, impenetrable skin, Yeah, at least within.
Yes,
canon or
Leon, that man is
vibranium.
Todd. I googled Todd She-Hulk and he came up multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, because his day he was asking like kind of weird questions too.
Yeah, and then he called her a specimen.
I really don't like the specimen comment. I really, really hate the specimen comment. Yeah, buddy, if you're trying to be Tony Stark, it's really not coming off. My guy.
No.
Also, just don't call people specimens. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I did like that the knockoff shirts that they have are the Insta Chibi figures that I used to promote Marvel School for Dummies in our Instagram stories. That gave me a little bit of a chuckle.
When we
Avengers.
eventually get to our She-Hulk episodes, we have to use the Avengers and Avengers logo.
Avengers.
That just sounds like Canadian, like Avengers.
Can I bitch about something really quick that has no real consequence? It's just something that was weird to me.
That's like half the reason we do this show. Go ahead.
So she goes to the bar with Book, and they're drinking, and Jen has a regular glass that you would give if somebody ordered whiskey up or whiskey on the rocks. It was a rocks glass. Book had something in a shot glass,
But was
and I was like,
sipping
oh,
it.
sick, they're doing shots. But then she sipped it, and I was like, what is happening here? Who sips a shot? Or who pours, what bartender goes, oh, this person wants whiskey up, I'm going to pour it in a shot glass?
I know there are
Like-
some alcohols that are not common in this country that are poured in smaller glasses and are still meant to be sipped, but I assume they both got the same thing.
And Americans don't know that, so just put it in a rocks glass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that stood out to me as well. I also want to, anytime she transforms out of She-Hulk mode and...
Wait, hang on. I still, like, don't sipping out of a shot glass. Like, I don't know why this bugged me so much. But, like, it's such a weird way to sip it. And then she kind of, like, they both kind of made a face. And I'm like, you just sipped a shot, though. Like,
See, I thought she, like, sipped it at the beginning and then shot the rest.
no, she takes a sip and then there is half of a shot left in it. So she just takes the rest of the sip, which, because it's in a shot glass, makes it look like she's
She took
shooting.
the
and
whole
she's
shot.
just
And then, yeah, she does,
taking
like,
the other
little...
part.
She does, like, that little brush off
And it's like
people
you
do.
split a shot into 2 sips that you took over the span of 3 minutes. You don't need to do that little shot. Like, I just don't just have her shoot it.
She hasn't...
We've seen other people
She
taking
hasn't drank
shots
since
in this
undergrad.
show. That's not true.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, anytime they had her transform out of She-Hulk mode and into Jen, she looked like a 10-year-old who went into his dad's closet to put on his suit.
Well, I'm glad that they started talking about her clothes, because she does look like when football players that are too big for normal
That was
clothes need
such
to
a-
get suits.
That was a good line. You look like a football
was-
player pleading no contest to a DUI.
Yeah.
Which her outfits look a little bit better today than
Yeah.
in past weeks. So she is kind of upgrading her fit, upgrading her drip, as Pug would say.
And I'm not
So-
blaming her, because I understand, like, the options for large people are not, like, and when I say large, I mean, like, tall. Like, Jordan, like, Ben Kissel from Last Podcast on the Left, like, has to shop at specialty stores because he's 6'7" and,
But
like,
with men,
255 pounds.
with men, because being bigger, whether that be through pure muscle or any other combination of, muscle and body fat, there are stores that are men big and tall, because there's not a women's big and tall
well,
store.
because women
it's not as
who get
accepted.
that tall is not as common.
That's also fair. It's like Shaq probably wouldn't really work at a big and tall either.
I don't know how big he is.
He's
so.
he's like 7 foot something.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like at some point it's an outlier.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah. I also like that they're presenting it in a way that's not like, well, you're a girl, so you need to look pretty.
Okay, that's the one thing that I don't understand about her boss, is because they are trying to make her boss like the stereotypical, like, shitty male, white male, like, lawyer, like, old man.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those law firms tend to be like, you have to wear a skirt in the office.
I think he's more being like, we want you as She-Hulk, and that's more important than the attire.
Yeah. And we know that we're going to get her in dresses because we've seen her in all of
Like
those
the red
dresses in the
carpet
trailers.
thing, yeah.
The red carpet thing, the vineyard scene, which I'm now just assuming is Abomination's compound.
Her boss also, I think, has like 1 foot in the grave already. That dude is not paying attention.
Yeah. But that's like the stereotype of lawyers, isn't it? Is that like when you're top level partner, like name in the company, you're just like an old guy that they roll out for company events, and like once in a while they'll give you like an easy case, and
Yeah.
you just like golf.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. There's no storyline in Gilmore Girls about it.
Do we think the booty boost smoothie worked for him?
No. Also, here's the thing that I hate about life. So they said the booty boost smoothie, and I was like, here's the thing. Because of the way girls' items are named, especially ones made for adult women, I don't know if that's a drink packet or lotion.
Smoothie?
My lotion that I have in my
smooth skin, Brett.
cabinet right now is called like Pina Colada Smoothie or something like that. And there are ones that are called Moose, Whip.
If it's a shampoo, then why would it be like? Are you rubbing it on your ass? If it's a booty,
It's not a shampoo,
Right
Brett.
here.
It's a lotion.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it was a drink, and they showed her. They showed it in the after credits.
Smoothie.
Him drinking it.
Smooth skin.
Okay.
Smoothie.
First off, I'm going to say I do not own this for the purpose of trying to have a bigger ass. I'm allergic to coconut, and trying to find lotion that doesn't have coconut in it is borderline impossible. But this is called the Tropical Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Smoothie. And it's meant to make your butt bigger. There's shit in it. Both of you search right now.
How does a
Brazilian
cream make
Bum Bum Lotion.
How does a cream make your butt bigger?
It's okay. So remember how she said the snake venom lip plumper? That's real. It's got ingredients in it. I don't fucking know. It's probably not real. Like I said, I didn't buy it for that reason.
What is Brazilian bum not used for?
Tighten and smooth the look of the skin.
Okay, because it apparently that lotion, if you massage it in a circular motion, it creates better absorption and circulation, and so that's where they're saying you could use it on your butt, legs,
And it firms
tummy,
the cellulite.
arms, and anywhere else you want to. Okay,
Yeah, it looks like this, and it.
I like how you could
firms-
see
it
the
also-
handprint in the.
Yeah, well, it also firms your skin and, like, in theory, makes your cellulite less appearing. Also, if you ever want to dive into some real things, search Truly Acai Your Boobies or Truly Buns of Glory. Of Glowry, Glowry. Truly has an entire line of body scrubs,
Like the seltzer
whipped
brand?
body. No, Truly Beauty.
Oh, those
Boob
are boobs.
serum.
Yeah. It's literally, they have a scrub, a mask, a body butter, and serums that are supposed to smooth your boobs and, like, make your boobs, like, perkier.
They're not
and all
supposed to
this shit.
smooth your boobs. According to Olsen's website, they're supposed to perk up your pear with Truly's acai, your
Firm
boobies
your
lifting boom
twins.
cream.
Yeah.
To smooth your
This
skin,
is a
tightening
real
and firming
thing.
your twins.
And these aren't even the only two companies that this is all they make.
To help reduce the appearance of stretch mark and fine lines for a, I don't like this descriptor, youthful perky chest.
Yeah. Like, this is a whole thing. And then
Does breast cream work?
and then there's a brand called Annie's that they do the exact same thing. If you go on their website, it will say in big letters, booty care and boob care. And they have that booty though, booty scrub, and down with thickness collagen booty mask and cream. And then they have, like, oils that you put on, and the whole thing is that it's, like, in theory supposed to clear the cellulite on your ass and make your skin, like, smoother and firmer on your butt and on your tits.
Fascinating.
Annie's also sells a towel it's just a brown hand towel, and in pink, really nice pink embroidery says this is not a cum towel, and it's like That's a weird thing to have in your home.
Yeah.
Um,
Do your parents not visit you?
yeah, and then, yeah, Illuminati, illuminating booty scrub. Like, this is a whole part of, like, the beauty industry for women. And, like, it's wild because literally you will see ads that are like, oh, you know, your boyfriend doesn't want to fuck you. Well, maybe if you use this shit, it makes your butt bigger. Like, especially because now that's, like, the big... Like, that's such a big internet trend with TikTok and, like, Gymshark leggings and those ruched leggings and, like, this shit.
The past, like, decade and a half has been about bigger butts. Like, the early 2000s were all about big boobs.
And now it's becoming this really weird thing where, like, the pressure is that you have big boobs and a big ass and a tiny waist. And it's, like, Barbie proportions. And it's, like, really not okay.
Hasn't that always been the impossible standard? That's not me sounding like a dick.
No, in the 90s, the impossible standard was being what they called heroin chic, which is where you had no boobs and no ass. You were, like, flat-chested and really, really skinny. That was the big trend in...
Why? I'm not body shaming anyone. It's just like, why was that the trend? I feel like that's...
That was the whole thing. It was grunge and punk and all of that stuff. And if you search heroin chic, you'll see papers upon papers on it. It was the major trend in the 90s. In the 60s, it was having smaller boobs but more curvy hips. Same with the 50s. That's why you see those pointed cone bras that make your boobs look smaller.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. It's really, wafy was the other term that wasn't, because, like, in small towns they didn't like saying heroin chic, so, like, wafy was the term.
I mean, some of these photos look like people with anorexia. I'm not saying that to be
Truly,
mean. I am
no,
saying that,
it's like a whole
legitimately.
thing.
Like, that
there
is
are entire studies that heroin chic was a big drive in the body image issues because it was literally these models that were scarecrow, like, looked like they had been taken out of, like, a POW camp. Like, they're so skinny.
Yeah, like, a
and that's
couple
why
of these
you
pictures
saw,
are skin and bone people.
and that was the whole thing of why high or low ride jeans were in, because the idea was you were supposed to be so skinny that your hip bones stuck out, and you wore your jeans really low so that they could see your full flat stomach and your hip bones sticking out. And if you look up pictures of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera from when they were young in the early 2000s, that's how they all looked.
I'm not Googling that phrase.
Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears in the early 2000s?
No, Britney Spears young. That's the one I'm not Googling.
Oh. Well, it's just because, like, now she has a lot of curves. She's, you know, not...
She's an adult.
Starving
like,
herself.
Fine, yeah.
And she's not starving herself anymore. But yeah, it's super, and, like, it just goes in ranges, and it's all terrible because it puts you in this... It's the same thing with, like, eyebrows, that in the early 2000s, thin eyebrows were in. And so, like, I used to get made fun of because I have really bushy eyebrows. And there are a ton of girls our age who don't have thick eyebrows anymore because they tweezed the shit out of them when they were younger, and it can fuck up how your eyebrows grow back. And now, since when Lucy Hale and Cara Delevingne and all them started getting bigger, bushy eyebrows became the thing. And then everybody was telling me, well, why do you wax your eyebrows and why do you get them threaded? Like, I want eyebrows like you. You don't have to fill in your eyebrows and, like, all of this stuff. It's wild. And it's literally just people make this shit up to sell makeup and clothes. And, like, it just ruins an entire gender's, like, image of themselves.
For the record, I wasn't disagreeing that, like, the beauty industry pushes these standards or ideas. I was just like, how does lotion make butt bigger? Like, that didn't make sense to me.
I don't really know. That's not why I use this, but it's a whole thing on TikTok.
No, but seeing now that it's about more like a circulation thing and keeping the skin moisturized is different.
It's because of goop. But their claims in advertisement is that it makes your butt firmer and perkier. And it's because now they say it's circulation and all that stuff because Goop came out and made all these outrageous claims about what their products could do. A bunch of other companies started doing it too, and people started getting upset about it.
Yeah, because like, lotion can't add body fat to a specific area.
No. Like, the main thing that they go after is, and cellulite is not an issue. If you have cellulite, it's a genetic thing. There's nothing you can really do about it, and, like, nobody notices. Truly, I'm about to let every woman listening to this in on a secret. The guy you are sleeping with has no fucking idea if you have cellulite or not. He does not know. Jordan, tell me, do you know what cellulite looks like? Do either of you know what cellulite looks like?
I think I do. I'm checking. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, I've seen that, but like,
it's not anything that phases you, but the entire beauty industry is set up to say that if you have cellulite, you're an ugly, bad person. It's cellulite and stretch marks. And it's so they can sell things like collagen and retinol to try and fix these impurities on skin, and half of them don't even really work.
It's also one of those things that, like, really kind of happen with age. I'm not saying that if you're younger and have it, that that's anything bad, but as people age, like, this happens more, and, like, that's just part of aging.
Well, because your skin loses elasticity, which is the whole thing with, like, the entire chaos with collagen is that topical collagen, there's no actual proof that it re-adds elasticity to your skin. There's some evidence that drinking collagen can do that, but it also, like, helps cushion your joints and all that kind of shit. But, like, yeah, the beauty industry is an absolute scam. But this stuff smells really good. Oh, God. But yeah, this is called a firming whipped body smoothie. That is an actual term that lots of women's products are called. I don't know why. There's an entire brand of body scrubs that they're all like coffee or tea or like creamer. Like, it's so fucking weird. Like, the niche that these companies will try to like carve out.
Is it like a thing where they're trying to make it sound more natural or like a homemade remedy? Because like I've heard of people that are like, oh, you could use coffee grounds as a face mask.
Don't do that if you have sensitive skin. It's not good for it. It's
damn, there goes my weekend plans.
It's very rough on your facial skin. You can use a coffee scrub on the rest of your body. Don't use it on your face. It's very rough on your facial skin. But yeah, it's just ways to make them stand out. And like they say, it sounds fancier than lotion. It's because like men use lotion, girls use body butter and smoothies and all the other stupid words. Moisturizer, which men should use moisturizer. Men, I'm gonna give you a gift. Use a facial moisturizer and sunscreen. Not having cancer in your 60s will thank you. Put sunscreen on every day on your face. Put it on every day on your face. Use a fucking moisturizer.
I just couldn't.
If you have issues with eczema, the reason you have issues with eczema is because you don't use a moisturizer. Use a fucking moisturizer. Like, use a moisturizer. Use sunscreen. Everyone who is listening.
Brett, you want to go have a spa day? Just me, you, a couple of cucumbers on our eyes.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
Yeah,
I'm down.
We need that. We need a spa day together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did really like that scene in the Grove because it kind of like talked about how like, yeah, there are all these stupid like tonics and serums and all this shit. And none of them really do anything. Like 99% of them don't do anything. And like the snake venom lip oil, that is a real thing that for a while people were putting snake venom in, or like bee venom in lip cosmetics so you could look like you had lip filler without actually getting lip filler. Because what it all comes down to is that like, if you're not like this, you need to be like this now. And sure, you could work out to get a bigger ass and you could go to a plastic surgeon to schedule a BBL. But that's not gonna get you, no, I have lip filler. Oh. That's not gonna get you, the life you want. You're not going to be that girl by like the end of this week. So like, here are all these quick fixes that don't work and just make you feel shitty about yourself. Like, and it's really annoying.
No, yeah, and I liked how they were like, oh, this is all a bunch of, like...
Where she was like, they're literally selling snake oil.
Yeah, because, like, she wasn't just criticizing the standard it was trying to sell. She was also pointing out that, like, this is all a sham anyway.
Yeah. It's literally what happened with, like, Goop, is they were just saying all of this shit they sold could do this shit, and it couldn't do any of that. They did not have scientists off in some lab somewhere, like, finding the perfect mixture for a sticker that'll make you not feel anxiety. Like, if there was a sticker that could make you not feel anxiety, yes, that is I will send you the link to the Goop stickers one day. But, yeah, it's just wild.
I have a very... When you said stickers, you, like, pointed, like, here. Like, was that a sticker meant to go on, like, the back of your ear?
No. You just put it wherever on your body.
Like
it's not like emotions...
Patch?
Yeah, but they were for, like, anxiety and, like, good vibes and, like, libido and, like... they were just stickers, and I think she got in trouble because I'm 99% sure that they like caused skin irritation.
Love it. We stand Pepper Potts.
Yeah, and like there are still companies that wearable stickers that help promote healing, really, from Goop Wellness. We've been geeking out about the healing power and energy recently. See our stories on earthing and the fascinating research at the Heart Math Institute. And it's no surprise that Body Vibes wearable stickers rebalance the energy frequency in our bodies, and it's become a major obsession here at Goop HQ. The human body operates on an ideal energetic frequency, but everyday stresses and anxiety throw off our internal balance. So stick our stickers on your body and balance your chakra is basically what it was. And it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, it's like the whole thing that, like, blue light will cause skin cancer. Like, it's a bunch of bullshit being sold by people who want to sell skin creams. Like that whole thing that, was it Pokimane that did it? That she was, like...
Yeah, it was the
sponsoring
blue light.
a brand. It was the blue light skincare line. There is no proof that blue light from computers causes any damage to the skin.
The most we
to
have
your
is that
eyes. Yes.
Is it damage or just temporary irritation to the eyes?
It can cause damage to your eyes over time. Like if you spend all day, every day staring at computer screens, it can cause damage to your eyes.
Leon, who are you talking to right now? Okay, I'm concerned for my health.
You should wear blue light glasses.
I got some last year when both school, my job, and my hobbies all revolved around computers because I was going to school online, working at Geek Squad, and doing this.
Yeah, and you should like wear them. Like I have ones that I wear all day at work because I don't like wearing glasses when we record because they.
Yeah, that's the issue is the level of reflection.
But it's also like for every, I think it's like an hour that you're on your computer screen, you should try to like look at something like further away and like look outside to help your eyes just adjust to something that's not light.
I have ADD, so like I look away from my screen every few minutes.
Yeah, but you can't be looking at something close. You need to be looking at something like 5 or 10 feet away from you.
Yeah, I might get another pair and just keep them on my desk at work.
Yeah, get blue light glasses. If you have regular glasses, they probably are blue light. But, yeah. So I liked that whole aspect of it, is like that whole...
Yeah.
chaos of skincare. Like that quick look at the chaos that is skincare and body care when you're
and how
female.
Titania is 100% the type of person that would be selling that type of shit.
What's funny is I feel like Marvel makes fun of Goop a lot for a company that employs the creator of Goop. I mean, she's like done now.
She hasn't been in
still.
anything since Endgame, and like I feel like that's
still like.
Even for Endgame, she was there for a day, right?
And I feel like once she realized once they realized she did not realize that she was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, they were like, "Oh, we can do whatever.
We can do whatever
shit about this bitch we want to."
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other aspects of the episode I liked. The sneaker thing was funny. No? You guys didn't like...
I don't know anything about sneakers.
I don't know anything about it either, but I found out recently that the people who like buy them and collect them and just keep them on a shelf are actually fucking them up because the leather never gets a chance to like actually bend. So then in like 20 years, if you like just wipe your hand over it, it'll just all start to like flake away. By wearing it, if you just take good care of them while you wear them, you let the leather like bend and break, and it'll last longer.
I didn't know that. For me, I appreciate it because I'm not into like sneaker culture, but I know a lot of friends who are, and it is like it's like because Jordan, I know you as well. Like, we'll try to get new consoles, collector's edition.
I heard it's very similar.
It's way worse. It's way worse for shoes.
It's way worse because it's like I remember people in high school being like, "Oh, I gotta go at midnight for these drops of these Air Jordans, whatever." And like, I like buying a new pair of sneakers like once a year or so, and occasionally I'm like, "Oh, I want like these," but like I'm not constantly looking up the newest sneakers and stuff like that. Like I'm very much like when I need shoes, I want nice sneakers, but I don't keep up with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like way worse. Yeah, you have to if you want to buy two pairs. Yeah, you can't just buy two on your own. Like you have to have.
And I also really like how in this universe the shoes are named after the Avengers. He's like, oh, the Iron Man 10s.
Well,
What
you know that sneaker companies like would do that.
No, I'm.
What shoes?
They
What shoes
did.
would you cop, Jordan?
Me, man, I want the Thor 97s, you know?
The Thors. Okay. What about you, Liren?
I don't even know what those numbers mean.
Usually the year they came out.
So why would it be an Iron Man 3?
Because then they'll do
Or
like...
like,
the
I know
third.
Air Jordan 2 exists.
That's like the third. So it's either the year or it's like the third wave or
wave.
like
Or what they'll
version.
do is like those Nintendo 64 shoes I got a couple years ago were like re-releases of the Air Max 97s, which were like the style they had in 97 brought back.
This is all, and it's not just sneakers. So dumb to me. I don't get fashion, and I don't know if it's that I'm not smart enough for it, or like specifically, I don't understand street fashion.
I guess the best way I could explain it is like, you know how like over the years car models will have iterations? Like you talk about like the Toyota Camry from like 2000 to 2004 looked this way, and it slowly shifted to what it looks like now. The sneakers do the same thing. The only difference is if you liked the style of the ones from 20 years ago, you might still be able to buy those. Because it like, the shape is different, where the colors are, like, the design on them is different. And so they don't always completely suspend them. That's the best way I can describe it. I feel like I've made this worse for you.
No, it's like when my brother-in-law starts talking to me about cars, and George, I love you dearly because I know you listen to these. I love you so much, but I just don't care. I don't care. Like, it's just like when he went, yeah, the Tony, I like totally glazed out. It was just like, okay.
Yeah, it was Iron Man 3s, right? That's what he said.
He said Iron
Yeah.
Man something. I think it might have been 3s. And for,
I
yeah,
had subtitles on, is the only reason I know that.
yeah, it probably was 3s because they only started making the Iron Mans 2 years ago. That's what it would have been. Oh, dude, a pair of Air Force Ones with like the Captain America shield instead of the Nike logo on the little tongue.
Oh yeah,
That would look sick. Yeah.
Those probably exist, guys. Target sells press-on nails from one of the big press-on nail brands that are Black Panther, Captain America, and a bunch of other Marvel character themed. I guarantee you those sneakers exist somewhere. They may not be like Adidas or whatever, but like they
the high
exist.
end. Yeah.
Yeah. I promise you somewhere someone is charging $129 for those. But yeah, beyond that, I don't have too much else about She-Hulk. Except that her shrinking the CGI of her shrinking is slightly off-putting.
It's just so
They
funny
do-
seeing how big her head looks in that suit.
Yes.
They
Sorry,
do,
Brett, what?
They do. I said they do a good job of like cutting away with the transitions, and so I've noticed that where they don't like show it the whole way, which obviously that just makes sense. Smart little choice there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Not a lot of fourth wall breaks this week. I think there was one.
She had two.
Yeah, she just
And-
kind of did like a gym office.
No,
look.
she did the one where she was like, I'm not upset. And then she had the other one, she was like, oh yeah, my clothes.
Oh, there was two. That's right. But I feel like
And
in the past there was like 4 or 5. Like there was just way more.
And like it's like more than just like a quick line. It's like, actually speaking
Yeah.
yeah.
to us. Yeah, I just kind of need to see where it goes.
Yeah, I feel like right now it's like, I'm not disliking the show, but like, I at this point, I need you guys to like, show more of the picture here.
Yeah, I need some more info. Por favor.
Yeah, I think the Todd connection is gonna. I think there's
Todd.
more to that for sure. That's just my hunch.
I'm Todd.
I just really hope that, I forgot the dude's name, the one who wanted the Iron Mans.
Pug.
Doug?
Pug.
Pug, okay.
Like
I
the
was
dog.
I was like, it's not Doug, but it's something like it.
Well,
I
no,
ju-
because his last name is Pugliese or something
so
like
everyone
that.
just
So they
calls
just
him
call him
Pug.
Pug.
I just want Pug and Nikki to end up together.
I just want Pug to be happy. I don't care.
He
who,
always
what,
is though. That's the issue. I just feel like Pug.
And
is
I
always
need him to
happy.
stay that way.
You just
Like I need him to not be opened up to the darkness of the world around us because he's
specifically
just such
the
a
darkness
nice
in
person.
like the Marvel world.
Yeah, Or just even the darkness of misogyny and like what being a woman, like I want you to remain ignorant because you are just such a sweet little man.
Yeah.
And like, I must protect you from the cruel, cruel world. It's like Mantis. Like, I just feel this intense
Yes.
need.
Pug
to
and
protect
Mantis,
that
exactly the same.
innocence. I don't know. It's just like all the Marvel characters who are like weirdly like childlike like that. I'm like, I have to
the thing
protect
is,
you.
it's like he's very wholesome, but at the same time, I look at him, I'm like, yo, Pug probably fucks.
Oh, he's hot as shit. Like he absolutely sleeps around because he has that type of personality.
But he
and
does
is hot
it
as
in the
fuck.
most wholesome way. He's communicating. He's letting them
think-
know.
Every girl I know knew somebody in college who he was a frat brother, but he was not like a traditional frat brother. He was just this really nice, like wholesome guy that just like that was how he made friends, and he could sleep with whoever he wanted because he was hot as fuck and super nice. And it was just like, but then the problem you get into is he's almost never single, and like it's bad. It's slim pickings in the world, and so like you gotta snap up Pug when you can.
We all need a Pug in our life.
Well, when your options are Pug or Todd.
What about Todd or the douchey lawyer from her first law firm?
They're both awful.
Yeah.
That just at a certain point gets down into like who do you find more attractive, and then just
Or you just go, you know what? Maybe I don't need a person in my life.
yeah, or you go maybe I get a pet.
What, did
Like
you forget
there's
to
a
feed
whole
Cleo?
joke on. No, I smacked my microphone arm.
Oh.
Like there's a whole like online thing of like, don't get a boyfriend, get an orange cat because they tend to all be male, and they're all dumb as shit, but they're super affectionate. So like
It's the same thing without the arguments.
without the arguments, and then just get a nice vibrator and call it a day. Like
Get yourself two. You've earned it.
Lord.
All right.
Oh man.
This episode went places. Hopefully, we start getting a better picture of where She-Hulk is headed. Until next week, guys. I mean, we'll see you. Look forward this week to. I think we're gonna have our first. This is the waypoint for Andor, but
Wait, has the Rogue One recap come out yet?
yes,
Yeah,
that's already
Rogue One
out.
recaps. That's next week for Andor.
Yeah, Andor's
21st.
next. Yeah, this should be uploading within the next couple days. So like, keep your eye out this week for our Andor recap of the 3-episode premiere. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, even turn that bell on so you see all our notifications for our videos. Until
And-
next time.
We also have the House of the Dragon shit coming out. House of the Dragons is wild. This week's episode is the last we're seeing of the little children.
I know.
We're getting the adult ones. I'm so nervous. Like, I'm very scared.
Yeah.
Like,
Awesome. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.